Good morning, children. Yes, this video we're going to continue with the same chapter that we have ended in the last video. Some points were remaining to cover in the video, and today we're going to continue with the same points. So we have started with chapter number 23, and this is the last part of this chapter. Infectious diseases and how to prevent them. My dear children, if you remember in the last video we have completed about an epidemic of a disease and prevention of infectious diseases. Now in this video we are going to see about vaccination, that how it need to be given at different intervals, that means at a different age, and public health service facilities. What all facilities have been provided to the community by the government. So let's begin with the explanation. Beginning with vaccination. We often hear this word vaccination need to be given at it is preventable to fight against any of the disease. So what is vaccination? In the latest now, if we hear that for COVID also vaccination has come to fight against that particular thing. So vaccination means what? When there is an epidemic, we have studied what is epidemic. That is the spread of infectious disease in a community. So when there is an epidemic of a disease, does every person in the community or in the area gets the disease? Is it like that? Or some are safe? Why? What is the reason behind that? When disease producing microorganism enter our body, the body resists the disease or fight the germs. That means the body is having a strong immunity. The body it can fight against the disease attack. So whatever germs that are going to enter your body, if your body is having proper diet and your immunity is strong, so you can fight against that disease, and the germs that are going to attack in your body will not attack. Why? Because your immunity is strong. That is why many times when any of the disease are spreading in the community, you may not get infected against that disease because you are strong enough to fight against the disease. So what is the another way to prevent against the disease is vaccination. Just take an example of a newborn baby. You might have heard or you might have seen on television that a baby when it is born is been vaccinated after 6 days. That is the first vaccination given to baby, that is BCG. And nowadays it has been given on the, means previously also it was given on the shoulder, but was having a big mark of that vaccination. If you see on your parents arms, you can see that. But slowly and gradually the vaccination has been changed, and now you cannot see a mark of that vaccination. The child may get fever or sometimes may feel giddiness. So these are the symptoms when you get vaccinated. I think 15 days back only we had our polio vaccination. Polio vaccination is given below a child who is of 5 years to protect against the polio. So our body develops resistance to a particular disease because of this vaccination. So what? Body becomes strong and the body develops the immunity, as well as the body is having a resistance power to fight against the disease. As we have discussed that when a newborn baby is there, the baby is given vaccination, and the vaccinations are given at different intervals. Different intervals means at different age. Some are given after 6 days, after a month. So when the baby is born, baby is given a tuberculosis vaccine to fight against the tuberculosis disease. So when the baby is 1.5 months, she or he is given another vaccination, that is to fight against diphtheria, whooping cough, tetanus and polio. 2 more doses of such vaccinations are given at the interval of 1 month. That means in all total 3 vaccinations are given against this, so that the body is completely ready to fight against these diseases. Diseases of whooping cough, diphtheria, tetanus. Now when we get these 3 vaccinations are given after a month, and these 3 are present in the form of injection. After the given, the baby may have some fever or baby may not feel well, but slowly and gradually after 1 or 2 days the baby is okay. On the other hand, polio vaccination is given in the oral form, that is it is not injected but it is given orally. That means drops are put in the mouth, 2 or 3 drops. So different vaccinations are given to protect us from different diseases. If you ask your parents, even you must be having a file of different vaccinations that are given at different stages. Some you might have took, some must be remaining. When you grow up more, you need to take that vaccination to fight against the disease. On to the last point in this chapter is public health service facilities. That means what all facilities have been provided to people in the community by government. Now to prevent, to fight against this disease, we know that vaccinations are given. So to prevent the spread of these infectious diseases and epidemics, health and community welfare programs, that is awareness, has been created among people, and that is undertaken at a national level. Now this polio vaccination, when we heard, that means it is announcements are made so that people are made aware to bring their children at particular booths to provide the vaccine to fight against this polio disease. And as this was a program started, I think 10 to 15 years back, and that was the program that India should get rid of this particular disease, that means this particular problem, that is polio. And now we have achieved this success, that our country is mostly free from this particular problem. So, community programs for vaccinations are also undertaken as a part of national health scheme so that people are made aware. This awareness is either created in the form of putting slogans, banners, or advertising on television, in newspaper, or information passed on from mouth to mouth. That is, publicity is been done to provide, to give guidance to people about these vaccinations or regarding healthcare. Now, children are given the vaccinations, and we cannot give vaccinations to children because we are not aware that how we should give them that injection or oral vaccination. So, the ones who are giving these vaccinations, they are trained. Either they are nurses, they are doctors, and special camps, special booths are being arranged so that this particular vaccinations are being given. So primary health centers have been set up at village level to make people aware about the importance of vaccination. Sometimes these are free of charge. Now if you take an example of polio vaccine we have discussed, it is completely free of charge so that everyone are free to come and take the vaccination. There are also facilities like mobile dispensaries. Now we know that mobile phones are there. What is the work of mobile phone? To communicate. That is, you can communicate with anyone who is sitting anywhere in the world. So in the same way, these mobile dispensaries are just like a vans or the vehicles arranged by government to provide facilities to people who are sick. They can be provided facilities with these mobile dispensaries. Ambulances are there, and these sometimes ambulances, government hospitals are having facilities of free ambulance service. Welfare funds are there for disabled. In the same way, when you are falling sick, doctors suggest you to take certain tests, and then only you can come to the conclusion that what all disease you are having. Sometimes you are having flu, but what kind of flu it is, either it is malaria, typhoid, whatever it may be, or normal viral fever. So this can be tested by different method. So services like the examination of urine test, blood reports, then x-ray, we know if you get fracture or something, then x-ray is suggested so that you can come to know that what all internal injuries have took place. Then ultrasound, that is your sonography, again it tells you about the internal injuries. Other scans such as MRI scan, CTC scan are also available through the health programs. Now these facilities, as are it is costly, sometimes these are arranged by government in free of cost. Sometimes you might have seen at particular occasions or festivals, certain free medical camps are set up where they can test. Sometimes it is for blood pressure checkup, sometimes diabetes checkup, sometimes eyes test. Different tests have been conducted so that government should provide facilities to poor people or the people who cannot afford to get rid of these problems. So these are the solutions that have been provided by the government. These facilities that have been arranged by the government, the patients who require a proper help can get help without any delay, and the person can get proper treatment. People who are educated, they know about the right methods of handling drinking water. We have seen few examples such as adding bleaching powder, or sometimes we can spray insecticides in the surrounding area so that germs should not spread. Other than that, what we do, we boil water so that we can protect ourselves from getting any of the disease. Even we have seen that food should be kept covered, it should be handled properly so that anybody cannot get affected with any of the disease. So they are urged to maintain cleanliness in the surrounding. It's very important that we should maintain cleanliness in our surrounding. How we clean our house, we want that it should be neat and clean hygiene. In the same way, we clean ourselves by taking bath, by brushing, by combing our hair, by wearing neat and clean dress. So in the same way, it's our duty that our surroundings should be also neat and clean to protect ourselves from different infectious diseases. So it is now forbidden. That means government had insisted on a law. It has made a policy that no one should spit in a public place. It is completely banned, and if anybody is going to disobey this, then a penalty or a punishment is given. So the purpose of this ban, for what purpose it has been done, so that one should get prevent from the spread of disease in the surrounding. Mass media is also playing an important role to create public awareness as well as to explain about health and hygiene issues. My dear children, always remember cleanliness, a balanced and nourished diet, and vaccination. These are the essential factors that are very important to protect yourself from getting any of the infectious disease. That means we should take care by following these methods, that we are not going to get infected by any of the disease, by making our immunity strong and by following a proper nourished nutritious diet. We should avoid eating junk foods. It could be eaten once in a blue moon, because if you continuously have these junk foods, its side effects are going to be seen in future, not in the present. So it's very important that you should take care of your health so that you can boost your immunity in a proper way and protect yourself from any of the disease. So my dear children, I hope from now onwards, if you are not following these three key essential features, that is cleanliness in your surrounding, having a balanced, nourished, nutritious diet, and if you have missed out any vaccinations, so you should take that vaccinations without any kind of fear keeping in your mind, so that you may understand that it is for boosting your immunity. How you can boost your immunity? By having a proper diet. Avoid eating junk food because it can be consumed once in a blue moon, not every time. It's not good for your health. So we understood that how government has emphasis on cleanliness, health and hygiene. Being a part of this earth, planet earth, it's our responsibility to take care of the environment as well as to see that we are not harming any of the living creature on the earth. I end up with the video. Thank you for watching the video. We'll continue with the next chapter in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Stay safe, stay healthy, follow a proper diet.